Good evening, it's January 29th, 2025, and it's time for my second set of devotionals. Won't you join me?
And Celebrate Recovery, Healing from Hurts, Habits, and Hang-Ups. Day 29. A front is moving in. It is dangerous to be concerned with what others think of you, but if you trust the Lord, you are safe. Proverbs 29:25, GNB. I just saw today's forecast. A front is moving in. That means the weather is about to change. One air mass is about to push another air mass out of the way. And you know, that got me to thinking about the different fronts I used to put on around people. I could be whatever someone wanted me to be. All I wanted to do was make people happy. I was what we call a people pleaser. Trouble was, it brought storms rather than sunshine. None of us can be all things to all people. In my case, I told myself I was doing the right thing, holding everything together for the sake of others. But the more I tried, the more hopeless and dissatisfied I felt. And the thing was, my fronts weren't working for anyone else either. I finally learned through Celebrate Recovery that it isn't my job to please everyone, and I couldn't do it even if it were. I am learning that when Christ said, "Love others as yourself," he didn't mean at the expense of myself. As a result of this change in my thinking, God is slowly calming the self-initiated storms in my life. He has instructed me to strive to please Him and let Him take care of the rest. That brings the sunshine back into my life. Prayer. Father, thank you for freeing me of the notion that I have to put on a front to please everyone. And thank you for teaching me that being who I was created to be is what pleases you. In Jesus' name, amen. And in my quiet time devotional. Day 29. What do you think? When the owner of the vineyard returns, Jesus asked, what do you think he will do to those farmers? Matthew 21:40. To conclude his shocking parable of the wicked farmers, Matthew 21:33-46, Jesus suddenly threw the ball into his opponent's court. They were forced by the logic of the story to react, which they did with vigor, denouncing and pronouncing a death sentence upon the wicked farmers, and saying the vineyard should be entrusted to more worthy tenants. But their response backfired on them, as they realized that they were the usurping tenants on borrowed terrain, ungratefully and ungraciously refusing to honor the terms of their agreement with the owner, God, and plunging headlong into a plot to kill his son. Throughout this climatic series of encounters near the end of Jesus' earthly ministry, he repeatedly asked his antagonists, what do you think? It would be one thing for Jesus, having been rejected over and over by the unrepentant religious establishment at Jerusalem, to pronounce judgment on them. It was a decision he had a perfect right to render, as his parables illustrate. But it was all the more effective for him to let them reason out the consequences of their rejection and actually articulate it themselves. Jesus gives us clear and reasonable grounds upon which he will one day act as judge. He spells out both what he expects and what he offers, and then asks us to consider, what do you think? You cannot pretend that you don't understand what Jesus expects and what he offers. The ball is in your court. Where will you go from here?
In these devotionals today, I can relate to both of them in certain ways. And what do you think? I think that too many people put on a front, like in a front is moving in, and that they don't actually think about their actions. They see what they want to see out of the Bible and don't really study it. But that's what I think. What do you think? I hope you have a blessed day.